Look at the size of this mountain of coins. We're continuing to go through this massive coin collection that I purchased, and we're specifically going through all the loose, unorganized coins. This video features buffalo nickels and V nickels that are in this pile. Stay tuned. Hey collectors, thanks for watching. I'm the collector of coins, and as I said in the intro, I'm going through an unorganized collection of coins before I get to the main collection, which is in albums. If you haven't seen the first episode, there's a link in the description below that you should check out to get some context. This video, as I said in the intro, features a pile of coins where I'm going to go through the V nickels and buffalo nickels that are embedded throughout this mess. And then eventually we'll get on to all the wheat cents, and there are a lot. And then we'll move on to the main collection. So please subscribe so you don't miss any of the episodes that are coming out. We're specifically going to be looking for varieties and error coins that may be hiding in this pile. We're going to get started. I'll pull you back in after I get this organized. We're going to pull out all the nickels that are either the buffalo nickel, the Indian head nickel, and the V nickel. We'll save Jefferson's possibly for another video, depending upon how many are in here. All right, well, I sorted out all of the nickels from that pile. And so we have Liberty V nickels, Buffalo nickels, and Jefferson nickels in here. We'll get this sorted out shortly into different types, and we'll focus on V nickels first, looking for varieties and anything of value. Then we'll move on to the Buffaloes and finally the Jefferson nickels. Along the way, I had two interesting finds here that I decided to pull you in to look at. This, I believe, is Queen Victoria. Yep, Victoria. And this is a British halfpenny from 1879. It's worn. I'm going to have to look up the value on this, which I will, and I'll tell you what it is after I find it. And then very excited to find this US 2-cent piece from 1865. So two pretty old coins within a few years of each other. This is also in about good shape as well, so it's worn, but there's some value. I'll look that up shortly. Okay, in this condition, this 2-cent piece is worth anywhere between $10 and $20. Probably the average that this would sell for is closer to $15. Nice old copper. Love it. Early American copper coin. And this Queen Victoria 1879 halfpenny probably would sell for about $1. A great example of an old British coin. All right, well, we got to sort this out again to get all the Jefferson nickels out of here. So we're just left with V nickels and Buffalo nickels. Let me go do that right now, and so that we can get really into the thick of things. Okay, I think I got all the Jefferson nickels out of this pile. We got them in this big bag, so we'll do that another time. Now, I'm not gonna drag you in to look at every single coin. I'll pull you in on the highlights of key dates, semi-key dates, anything of exceptional quality, and any variety. So fingers crossed, we're definitely gonna be using the mat on this one. Wow, you know, there were quite a bit more V nickels than I was expecting. Let me get these in piles by date, and then we'll see if there's any varieties or scarcities here. All right, well, we have these nickels organized by date. I'll move this one over here so it's in frame. Unsurprisingly, the majority of these are from the 1900s. We've got quite a number of 1906. We even have a bunch from 1912, and what makes 1912 unique is that was the first year that the Liberty nickel was produced in the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. And so the 1912 Denver and San Francisco Liberty nickels have very low mintages. I did check these. These are all from Philadelphia, which is not surprising since those are more common. And the earliest one is from 1895. And you can see we have 7, 98, 99, 01, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So a nice run. I'm going to sort these out by condition. The ones that are in better shape, which are lower in the pile, I think I put this one on top to give a good example, where you can see almost all of Liberty. Those are more desirable and worth a bit more, a few dollars. The ones that are worn, probably looking at $1 to $2 each in terms of value. So not a ton of value here. A great coin for a typeset. So let me go through this. I'll pull out the nicest ones so you can take a look. We can talk about grades, and then we're going to get to the star of the show, which is the Jefferson and Buffalo nickels. And I just realized this should have been only Jefferson nickels. Let me get those out of there. Those troublemakers. These Buffalo nickels should be in this jar. All right, well, I got these sorted out. These are an AG to G condition, generally worth $1 a piece. Got about 40 of them here, so a roll. And then these are the ones I'm pulling out because they're in either better shape or they're more desirable dates, like the 1912. But let me give you the one that's in the best shape, which is this 1912, which, as you can see, almost has the full Liberty being displayed. So this one has a little bit more value. The 1912s are worth about $2 in this shape. This one might be worth about $5 or $8. The rest here are probably about $2 a piece. So I'm going to put these in flips and sell them individually. This I'm going to sell as a roll to another dealer who features V nickels. All right, let's get this organized. I'll put these in flips, as I mentioned, and then we're going to move on to the Buffalo nickels. And I just pulled out my Buffalo nickel album. We're going to sort the Buffaloes out, and we're going to see for any holes that I have in my album. We'll fill them, and then we'll pull out the nicest ones to sell at a coin show. All right, well, we're going to start with Buffalo nickels. Here's the state of my Buffalo nickel album. We're missing quite a few common ones, so we're going to see how many spaces we can fill. I'm going to save the best quality ones to sell, unless I'm replacing a Nicodate version. So keep watching. I'm going to sort these out into the 30s, then 20s, then teens. These are obviously harder to get. And along the way, we're going to be looking for varieties like a three-legged buffalo and any key dates. Literally, the first coin I grabbed is a 1931. I flipped it over, and I believe that's an S mint mark. We're going to put it at the scope just to confirm. And there you go. And this is a semi-key date. I'm really happy to have one for my own album. Let's see if there are others in that pile. Well, as soon as I put that 1931 in the album, I looked right down and saw another 1931. This one has a bit of a scuff mark on it, but it is another San Francisco semi-key date. So that's pretty cool. Damaged, unfortunately, but it's in nice shape despite the damage. All right, well, we have these sorted in 3 piles, teens, 20s, and 30s. As you can see, we have more 30s, which is usually the case, than 20s, than teens. But there's some really great examples in here. We even have some type 1, and I believe this is it. 1913, type 1. You can see the mound rather than a straight line that the Buffalo's on. This is really in quite great shape. I would say an extremely fine, maybe even AU, because you can see the hip bone. You got full horn. Really nice coin. I put this next one directly in the flip before showing you. So you're probably wondering, how do I know this is a 1913 type D, type 1, when there's no date showing? Well, this 2 has the mound, so that's a type 1, and there's a mint mark, Denver. So this is a nice type coin and a little difficult to find. So based on the condition of these 2 1913 coins, this one's worth $6. This one's worth at least $20. Pretty nice pickups. And there were 2 in that pile, so one for my album. Probably better oriented this way. And we've come across another type 1. This one is the San Francisco mint mark. This is even harder to find, and I believe it is a semi-key date. Sorry for putting it out of focus. There it is. Oh, no, variety 2 is a key date. Oh, well. All right, we have a really nice looking 1916. Great detail. Philadelphia. Somewhere on the flank, full horn, I would say EF, maybe borderline AU. However, there is a variety. There's a double die obverse variety, so we're going to take a look underneath the microscope to see if this has any doubling. Well, this is not the double die obverse variety. I will put a picture on the screen so you can see what it looks like as comparison, but still a nice coin and some pretty decent value. All right, we just came across a 1917S, so we just popped that in my album. The date was a little bit challenging to read, but that is a 1918 San Francisco. And we have a home for it in the album. All right, we got the teens away. Most of them are in good condition. There are a few in very good, a couple in fine, maybe 1 or 2 in EX, extremely fine, or AU. So we have the 20s in this pile. I'm going to sort them between those with mint marks and those without. And there are a couple of varieties that we're going to look out for. The 26S 3.5 leg, the 27D 3.5 leg, and the 29S double die obverse, including key date and semi-key date. Well, I guess it's a semi-key date, which is the 1921S, the 24S, and the 26S. I'll pull you in if we have any of those. Otherwise, we're going to continue going. All right, here are the two piles. We have more with mint marks in the 20s than without from the 20s. That's a good sign. We're going to spend some time going through this. I'll look to see if we can fill any spaces in my album. We'll check the varieties that I mentioned, and I'll show you some of the better ones that I plan on selling. All right, well, we found the 1923S for the album. We'll pop that in. And the as well as a 1920-60 for the album. So 2 more adds to my album. We didn't find this low mintage key date one, but we're going to take a look at the others for varieties. Let me get these in and I'll pull you in if we have any variety. Okay, well, we've gone through the 20s and I sorted them into two sets. Those with better conditions where you can see the full date. There are quite a few nice ones. No varieties, unfortunately, and no key dates. And then I got a roll right here of partial dates from the 20s, including a bunch with mint marks on them. Again, no varieties that I've been able to discern, but we're going to move on to the 30s, and I just need one more in my album, so hopefully it's in here, and we'll see if we have any cool varieties as well. All right, so on this page, I just need the 1937S, and we found it. All right, let's get this into the album. All right, and there we go. Really excited that we got this last one for this page, and now it's time to hunt for varieties. Hey collectors, I brought you in to look at this 1938 D over S. I don't know if you can see the S mint mark behind the D, but this is a nice variety worth a small premium, maybe about $10 to $20, I guess, in this condition. Well, collectors, we didn't find any more varieties. We do have a full roll of full date Buffalo Nickels from the 30s. And so I got them wrapped up here or in a tube, and we're going to wrap up this video. All right, well, collectors, I really appreciate you watching. Please remember to subscribe. And as always, happy collecting.